Ridley? Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big ticket interview for Death of a Unicorn. My name is Mark Ellis, and I am living every movie lover's dream right now because I just saw the film, and then I get to walk from the theater to a set featuring the stars, including Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, Téa Leoni, and Richard E. Grant at the end. What made you guys want to make this movie? Was it the script? Was it who signed on first? Or was it just the title, Death of a Unicorn? And you're like, I gotta do this film.
Well, that was my experience. I felt like I got the email and they sent a bunch of scripts at once and I saw Death of a Unicorn and I remember thinking to myself, I'm probably gonna want to do this one. And I think at that point, Paul was already attached and Richard was already attached. So I thought, oh, okay, I like and respect both of those actors too. So they probably got a really good thing going here.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer. You get a script called Death of a Unicorn, you just do it.
Yeah.
You just do it.
It's the oldest rule in Hollywood, right, Richard?
I slept with everybody, and that's how I agreed.
So, Jenna, you see that Paul Rudd has already signed on for this, and you realize that he's going to be playing your dad in the movie. I'm curious for both of y'all, what was that dynamic like, and how was that father-daughter situation different than previous roles that y'all have played where you have a daughter or you have a father?
It wasn't different for me.
Same old, same old? That's just a normal dad right there?
Same old. I mean, he's kind of a terrible person to work with, but only because he'll make a joke like 2 seconds before they call action, or you'll do a take and you've been shooting a scene for 4 hours and then he makes a noise or a sound or a facial expression he never made the entire film, and it throws you off and then you break character. But besides that, it was pretty...
Everybody's cracking up, and Paul, you're just kind of straight-faced.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't think I do it intentionally.
Yeah, you were very insistent on, before every scene, having fun and just painting with our emotion on watercolors and throwing everything away, and we had done the work.
Oh yeah, all that kind of bogus speak. It's always nice to just say, right before you're about to do something, hey, let's just have fun with this. And it's something so patronizing and gross about
It's
it.
terrible. You could have like tears running down your face.
That's literally verbatim what I just said to y'all right before we rolled the cameras.
Just have fun with it.
Just have fun with this,
That's
guys.
just it. Yeah. Guys, it's called a play.
There's so many play moments in this movie, and so like as somebody who hasn't had their eyes on the actual script, was a lot of that already written for y'all? Because when all five of you get together in the film, it just feels like a free-for-all kind of improv session. Was that the experience, or was it mostly we're sticking to the page here?
Alex wrote an incredibly funny script.
Yeah.
And there was so many like great moments, scene to scene. So we had a ton of like really fun material to work with, but we were also given
We went wide.
to play with
At
each other.
times, whoa wide.
Way
like,
off the mark.
come back.
I only said what I was written.
I feel like I was
Me too.
way
Yeah.
gone. It was
You were the
bad.
anchor, Richard. You
I
were
don't know
the
what
one
they're
saying what's
talking
on the
about.
page.
I did every
So
line
wide.
that I was.
So gone. It was...
Yeah. I do too. I think the
He
script is
liked
pretty...
my pants. Sorry, we
I like.
just...
Oh yeah, he does like your. Is
He
he like?
likes my pants. It's a...
Well, between the corduroy and the shoes, I'd say you're winning the war.
Don't pan down. I'll pay you not to pan. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Anyway, what were you saying?
I actually wanted to ask you and Richard where your basis for the character came from in your own mind. Were you basing this on somebody,
The Sacklers.
Yeah.
the Sacklers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I
gift.
sort of forgot that we weren't, and I've been saying that I played Mrs. Sackler in this movie. And I noticed people were reacting a little bit. And I was like, yeah, she's very funny. Oh, shoot. Anyway, yeah, definitely the Sacklers. Yeah. Sacklers on crack.
Yes.
The Cracklers.
The Cracklers.
So, Will, I'm going back to you because you had a couple of the real laugh out loud moments for me, just the way you delivered a line. And I'm curious because so many times when you watch like a spoof comedy and you see the actors who are playing in it, they're taking it super serious, and that makes us all laugh. Was that kind of your approach to these lines? Because your character is taking this so seriously, but you know the goal is to ultimately make me, the audience, laugh.
I mean, we just had, I've never had more fun, like pure fun on a set before. And actually, it was interesting because even when we came off set and when we would like hang out in the, we were in like a little tent in the studio more often than not, Like it just kept going. It was just an extension of the same thing. And as much as we joke about it, like the fun and the joking around that we all enjoyed as a cast kind of just translated onto set. And I don't know, at times those two things like blurred a lot. Shep takes himself definitely far too seriously. I don't think he realizes that he's a complete buffoon.
How could you not in that outfit?
Yeah, that's an offense. That is a fashion crime. That is such an extreme amount of leg
so
for such
good.
a pale,
Those short
lanky human to be
shorts.
showing
Oh my
off. Yeah,
God.
and then no socks, just for extra runway. It's really
Yeah, but
it's
you've got
horrendous.
full thighs, so you pulled it
the
off.
thighs are out, and it's
Short shorts and dress shoes
Yeah.
is a weird
It
combination.
was
Right?
so good.
like roll neck, but short shorts. You know what I mean? Like upper body,
Yes.
to be over-covered.
Yes.
I loved
Lower body
watching-
very much not.
You sit in a chair because your knees go to your chest.
Yeah.
And it was just bare leg all throughout from a distance. He was all legs.
we have
It was
so
really
many pictures.
spectacular.
We'll share them.
Please do. Please do. We need to see all these behind the set pics. And like for you two and your characters going into this environment, this world of the Sacklers where nobody's ever really told them no about anything, and you're trying to kind of keep the peace between where your daughter is and where they are. How do you manage that?
Honestly, you asked that question, and I was thinking, well, actually, a few people have told the Sacklers no recently.
The
Finally,
Sackler
long overdue,
family,
but
the Leopolds haven't gotten to that no stage.
No, this is. I could ask you to ask the question again because I was like just looking at your lips moving,
You know, that's
and that was about it.
the
What did you
incredible
say?
thing
What did he
about
ask
Paul
me?
Rudd is I really believe that he was listening to me and not focusing on the fly. that
That's
was
so
flying
close to your face. By the way, well done for not even like flinching when that thing was right in front of your eyes.
Oh no, man.
Also, if you
I'm
ever
on,
need
I'm
me to
on.
lean back or lean forward, if I sit too far back, my legs don't touch the ground and it's awkward. So I feel like
It's like the opposite
you
of
guys
Will.
off.
Wait,
It's like-
why did they sit us next to each other? It makes
They're trying to
cute. It is really
attack
cute.
one.
It's like a child, like you know, like a little kid.
That's insane. Okay,
It's a
sorry,
deep
continue.
couch. It's a deep couch.
it's a deep couch.
It is a deep
But-
couch. It's a very
I think-
deep
I
couch.
think-
Hold on, what did you ask me about the
Where
sex?
are we?
See.
What's happening?
We're way off.
You're
We're way
gonna
off.
get
Did they
one more
put him
chance
on
with
the
this,
shoes?
Rudd, and then you and the Fly are both off this set.
I'm the wrong guy to ask because I'm a fan of Big Pharma.
And then you throw a unicorn into the mix,
Yeah.
and it's like you can do anything you want with the unicorn powers. What does Paul Rudd do?
It's a cure-all, the unicorn blood, isn't it?
And it can be used recreationally.
It
as
can.
Sheppy
Yeah.
pointed out.
It can, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, yeah, within moderation, I would say, of course. But yes,
Everything
can be
in
enjoyed
Everything,
recreationally.
everything in moderation, including unicorn blood.
Jenna, I'm so curious when I'm watching your character on screen to ask you. You are in this world where you're the voice of reason. Everybody else is just living in this weird fantasy world, or they want to like harm these majestic creatures, and you're kind of like the voice of no, we need to like actually take care of this stuff the right way. How do you approach going really up against these four, particularly these three forces?
Kind of similar to what Will said, I feel like our dynamic and the way that we joked with each other off of set. Once we were on set, we went very wide, people were improvising. I think my main goal and I think kind of my frustration in the film is trying to get everyone back to the script or back to the, like still around the scene out in a certain way. So I think my personal ambition kind of came off on screen and I used a lot of that.
It's a fun ride, man. It's a fun movie to watch. So, Richard, when you're playing your character, the Leopold patriarch, were you channeling any of your character from Hudson Hawk, the early 90s cult classic?
Thank you for bringing up that sphincter-winkingly awful career moment in my life.
I rented it when I was 10 from Video Update, and I had a blast watching it with my friends.
You need a lot of opioids to be able to watch that movie.
Thank you, Sackler.
Well, if you say so, I have no idea. I've wiped that from my memory. But thank you for bringing that shameful moment up. Taxi.
It was a big moment for me when I was 10 years old.
Sorry,
You really had a bad experience on that.
wasn't the best.
It's a funny movie. Has anybody raised your hand if you've seen Hudson Hawk? Anybody?
Long time ago.
Long time ago. There you go. See, you have two fans on the couch.
No, it's not
I didn't say I
fans.
was a fan.
Oh, okay. Might have been going a little too far there.
You did see.
Did see it though. And that was the
Oh
question.
my God.
You have a robust filmography and many great pictures on it. But there's also been a lot of great creature features in history of cinema. Did you guys watch any of those, like, you know, from King Kong to Jurassic Park, to kind of prepare for this movie that does feature creatures?
Oh my God, no. Did you?
No.
No.
No, I'm afraid
I mean,
didn't.
you're out of that wheelhouse immediately. It's a unicorn. I don't know how you could prepare for a killer unicorn, ever. Nothing prepares you for this.
The puppets did a lot of the
And the
work for us
puppets,
as well.
that was interesting because I was thinking rainbows, and then, anyway, these things that showed up on set, I will say, having worked with the great Stan Winston, that what was rolled out, that the guy won, the daddy unicorn, holy, that was gnarly. That thing was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Like,
So most
really
of the effects were on set and were practical.
We had a lot
Yeah.
of practical. Yeah, those unicorns. It was a German company, I think, that made them. They were incredible.
Yeah.
And they showed them. We kind of got a little tour of
Yeah.
before we started filming, and it was.
Did you get it?
I don't think so.
This fly in the studio has the magical ability to fly to whoever's talking at that
it
moment.
is crazy.
He's got a boom mic, but none of us can.
That's right. The boom fly.
No expense spared here in the studio to make sure we hear the
Texas
actors
is wild.
plainly and clearly. Is it easier or is it tougher acting with something that's actually there versus CGI and you're just kind of using your imagination?
Invariably, like, you do different versions of it, where sometimes you'll do it to a puppet, then they'll remove it, then there might be a mark or whatever else. But it's great to have the reference, like the fact that we got that demo that Paul was talking about, and we actually got to like meet the baby unicorn, and we got to like see what the like male adult looked like, etc. When you then have to come into contact with them, you have it in your mind's eye, so it's easier for your imagination.
But I would say, I mean, like, no spoiler or whatever, but I think it was interesting. Like, I love that. You're right, to have the reference, and we all were imagining the same thing. But it's, when you're working with them, they're a little slow. So it was kind of like, I don't know, working with this unicorn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, can we speed it up? Can we run these lines a little bit faster, So then the CGI is great, because then you can make that suck.
You dictate the pace a bit more,
which is fun.
Yeah. This is so
That
much
is
fun
such
for
a
me.
good question and really weird.
That was the first good one of the day, I feel like.
No, but it was strong.
We warmed up for about 10 minutes and then we hit that
Like, bam.
puppet CGI question. I think Richard brought it up, the puppet, so that helps. And then you get to, like, you look like the Jurassic Park hunter in this movie for a time. That's got to be like a fun mantle to put on, right?
It was, because I don't very often get parts where I have to have a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
felt
could
very-
talk about your pants. You picked those pants. Those were extraordinary. He has a pant thing. And I just want to say, those like jodhpurs.
Yeah. That's
Those
the
were
costume
great.
designer, nothing to do with me.
It was
Yes,
great.
yeah. She did a great
That was
job.
great. With the gun. It was a great look. It was hot.
Yeah.
All right, so we're dealing with unicorns in this movie, and the first thing I thought of was there's certain mythological creatures that we all grow up reading about or hearing about, and you kind of want them to be real, even if they're probably not. I'm a big Loch Ness guy. I'm a big Nessie supporter. I hope it's real. I'm not sure. Starting with you, Richard, is there a mythological creature that you hope actually exists, and why?
Mermaids.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd like them.
They have interesting pants.
I was just
I was
going
just
to
about to
say
say
no
they can't
pants.
They wear a pant, if you think about it.
It's one big pant.
It's just one pant leg.
One big pant.
Fishy pant leg.
All right, so we got one vote cast for mermaids. How about you, Téa? What's the mythological creature we need to have in our reality?
I'm out. I don't
You're not a merman.
I don't want any of them. I was off Santa really early. The whole tooth fairy
Breaking
thing
news.
was weird. It
was.
was weird. I was like, I don't
Tooth
get
fairy's
it.
a little
Like,
scary.
I'm bleeding here, and then you're gonna give me money, or like, and I gotta put it under my pillow.
And only when I'm
It was-
asleep.
Right.
Taking children's
that's
teeth in their sleep is
that's a weird.
It's not a good
the whole-
headline.
Anyway,
What about angels?
That's a good question.
That's good, Paul.
okay.
That's a good question. I sort of, I know what you mean about the Santa thing, and I had my heart crushed like a lot of like young people do when they find out from someone slightly older,
Yes.
you know, the
Who
reality of the
blows it,
situation.
you know,
Yeah.
awkward.
That wasn't just now, though, right?
But like,
At least a lot of kids are going to be watching this video
yeah.
and learn that there's no Santa.
But you're saying that Santa is a mythological creature.
I mean, not so much a creature, is he? He's well.
He's a creature, dude.
We were asked for a creature.
You're going down that many chimneys in one night, you're a creature of some
Yeah, that's
sort.
true. You're supernatural.
You're inhuman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you've seen in like different versions of Santa from different countries, and some of them, like a Krampus.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some of them are scary.
Yeah.
Is that
I mean,
Scandinavia?
the whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
involves so much gaslighting, and I think this is maybe how we've gotten into trouble in these days, is so much gaslighting. I think it's better, like, it's your parents. They love you, and these are some gifts that they get for you once a year because you're such an awesome kid.
That
I'm
would
into
probably
that.
be
This
more
is
straightforward.
horrible. This is
This
going to
is
really
terrible.
upset a lot of
This is-
parents that
Death
are
of
watching
Christmas
this. That
by Death of
watching
the Unicorn.
watching this video with their
Like,
kids.
Rated R.
Kids love unicorns, so they're going to click this on,
Right. Jeez.
It's
and they're going to
horrific.
be completely
The
destroyed.
cast of Death of a Unicorn ruined Santa
Kill
Claus.
Christmas.
Do we want to
For
take on the Easter
everyone.
Bunny before we're done here? Jenna, did you have a mythological creature? You were really thinking about this one.
No. I was thinking, but
Nothing
I
comes to
kind of
mind,
was
huh?
out, and I was in and out.
Okay. Then let me flip it for you. If I give you the unicorn powers, what are you doing with it? Is it more altruistic? Is it more selfish?
Can unicorns leave? Like, where do they?
Well,
You mean like Earth?
Where do they
You
go?
mean like that
Like
would
their
be
own
your
planet?
superpower that you could just, what?
No, I'm saying if you have a unicorn's power, like you could.
This is your
disappear.
question that you
Nobody
have.
nobody knows what little world or realm they really live in. Are they really just roaming the earth, or is there some sort of alternate reality, some sort of
Do they live in that little
portal that they
cave?
could go into in the sky? Yes,
You
they
know
do
the
live in a
cave that's in
cave.
the film?
We introduced that at the top
But then
of
is
the
that?
movie.
But then is that a?
How's this working for your jet lag, Paul?
Is
How you-
Where the am I?
Paul goes, where do I live?
Paul landed yesterday from Australia.
I'm still on the Sacklers and mythical creatures.
Can I leave?
Wait a second. Is there a fly in here?
there is no fly in the studio whatsoever. That is incredible CGI / puppet creation.
Maybe resurrection. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty, okay.
Actually, no, that gets too much in the way of natural.
As long as you're in control of who
Nature's order.
can be resurrected, though, right?
Yeah.
Like not a free for all. Some bad people could come back.
Well, it's your
What
power.
creature is
so
a
you can-
resurrection?
We do that in the film.
Those are the unicorn
Darling.
powers.
What about like a phoenix? A phoenix resurrects. There we go.
I think we got to move on.
I'm confident this is the greatest, most coherent interview that I've ever conducted.
You should check out our new movie that we're doing called Death of a Phoenix.
Out this Christmas.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
you know you
yeah.
get a sequel because
Yeah.
it's going to rise again.
That's right. Ask Santa for the DVD.
Apologies to anyone who still believed in Santa Claus tuning into this vid. We apologize. There are some unicorn issues in this film. There's going to be some carnage. It is, after all, called Death of a Unicorn, and you can get your tickets right now at Fandango. On behalf of the cast of Death of a Unicorn, Jenna, Paul, Will, Téa, Richard, I've been Mark Ellis, and this is the Big Ticket Interview.
You still are Mark Ellis.
I was, right until I said that. Hopefully I'll be resurrected.